Okay, so Whitney Evans, and I'm from TV Fanatic. How are you doing, Sasha?
Good. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So, my first question for you was prequels can be pretty tough because a lot of times the audience already has their mind made up about a lot of things. So, how do you think that they will react to Kanan in this world as opposed to the Kanan that they're used to from Power?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great point. And in some respects, that's the challenge of the series, right? Which is you're telling the story of a character that the audience not only knows, but they also know how that character, frankly, ends. Um, but that's also really the fun, is that you get to sort of deconstruct the character and understand the character in a completely different way. You get to see how the character became who they became in the version that you loved and that you're familiar with.
Mhm.
So, it's both the challenge as well as the fun of a prequel, is
Mhm.
that you have an established character, an established story, and you get to start it earlier, and explain how
Mhm.
they got to that place. And in the case with Kanan, he's such a compelling character in the original Power that it really gave us a lot of runway to
Mhm.
to explore.
Yeah. So at their core, I think the Power series are really a lot of it's about family. So what do you think that Raising Kanan has to say about that, about family in general?
Yeah, I mean, I think raising Kanan is like Power, is at its heart a family drama. To your point,
Hmm.
and so a lot of it is about sort of legacy and relationships, and frankly, what it means to be a parent.
Hmm.
And I feel like that's what will resonate not just with Power fans, but I think people that haven't watched, because you don't need to have watched Power before
Hmm.
to access Raising Kanan. It's you don't have to have any prior knowledge of any of these characters, including Kanan and Jukebox. Sure, it's more fun if
Hmm.
you do, but even if you don't, the show is accessible because you're meeting this family sort of day one. But yeah, I mean, I think to your point, it is a show about family and extended family and how
Hmm.
sort of how we become what we become. The theme of the first season is you reap what you sow. And that really is, frankly, as a parent, that is the theme of parenting. Like,
Hmm.
these kids end up being exactly what you put into them,
Hmm.
and so that's really, just like the original Power, that's really the story that we're telling.
Okay. And then just lastly, what was it like going in back in time to kind of create 1990s New York?
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, I was here in New York at that time.
Hmm.
I was in another career. I worked at Harlem Hospital, and so I remember I was here sort of mid kind of early, but more mid 90s. I had just gotten out of college, and yeah, I mean, it was a super vibrant time in New York City, because it corresponded to the emergence of the real sort of commercial emergence of hip hop. There
Hmm.
was all sorts of really interesting stuff that was happening in the city, and it just felt like there was so much possibility, and it really did. Again, I would go get lunch on 125th Street every day, and like you just felt like you were in the middle of something that was really
Hmm.
really sort of dynamic and exciting and fun. And it was just a great time. It was a great time to be alive in 1990
Yeah.
New York City.
Yeah. Well, I got to see the first two episodes and they're great. Can't wait to see the rest of the season. And
Thank
thank you
you.
for talking with me.
Absolutely, it's great meeting you, Whitney. Be
You
well.
too. Thank
Okay,
you.
thanks.